Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. We give a brief moment for everyone to join in. In the meantime, if someone could please indicate if they're able to hear well, that would be very helpful. Okay, so thank you for joining and hope you all are having a great day, great morning, or evening. This is Kanupriya joining from Peace Village Learning and Retreat Center of the Brahma Kumaris in New York, in America. So today we thought we will speak about the connection between illness and stillness. Now, when we talk about the health of the body, we do so much for the health of the body. We exercise, we want to consume the right diet, we take care of ergonomics, and the list of things that we do to take care of the body is is very long, so that we take care so that we don't fall ill. While all these aspects of exercise and food, etc., that we just mentioned relate to aspects of the body, what spirituality does is that it looks at health in a more holistic manner by bringing another angle to health. It says that good health consists of two things, and one has to take care of both the things for really someone to be healthy. So, one thing is, of course, the body, which we call matter. Body is nothing but matter, right? And the other thing is the health of the soul, the inner being. Now, while we know how to take care of the matter, the body, we would be looking at how we can take care of the soul so that the soul is more healthy. And the health of the soul, the inner being who is like a living light, which is conscient, can be nourished very well in the state of stillness. So, there is a very deep connection between stillness and illness. So, let us explore that connection between stillness and illness. And I'm going to talk about three broad areas of how we feel illness and how stillness can help us feel healthy. So when the body is ill, right, we know that everybody's body is becoming old day by day. We all are aging every day, every moment, right? Nobody becoming younger in the sense of the body, right? So, one thing that illness does to the body is that it makes one feel weak, and we create thoughts that I'm weak, I'm ill. So, weakness is a big area where, uh, where we feel when we fall ill, we feel weak. And in fact, the moment we start to feel that we are weak and think that we are weak, then that in fact increases the illness. Because whatever you know the mind thinks, that affects the body even more. So we as if become doubly ill. So because of being doubly ill in the mind and the body, instead of being soul conscious, right, we become illness conscious. So while whatever is happening to the body, the illness, it may not be really beyond, within our control, right? So that is anyways happening. But what is in our control is to not be ill in the mind, right? So we can think about the soul, um, if if we are checking within ourselves that we are doubly ill, that means illness of the mind as well as of the body, then with stillness of the mind and stabilizing in the thoughts of the true immortal nature of the soul, we can at least remove or reduce the illness of the mind. And we will see how the more we do this, stabilizing the mind in this state of stillness, we will see that even the effects of the body's illness will reduce. So that is the second aspect I wanted to talk about. So the first was weakness of the body and how we can deal with it. Now the second aspect is, in illness is always mostly associated with some kind of pain, some kind of discomfort. So we are not at ease, right? There may be restlessness or sleeplessness or whatever, right? Some kind of pain or discomfort. So now again, we really cannot do much about that pain. Of course, we can take medicines, but internally, we can have a state of mind where the mind, we do not feel the suffering. The pain is there just as a sensation, just as another experience for the soul, something happening to the body, right? Something similar, just a sensation, another kind of sensation, um, but there is no suffering out of it. And because of that state, if we are able to hold that state, when we are able to really see the distinct separation of the soul from the body, then we are able to stabilize in that calm state. And what happens is that that actually reflects on our face also. So if we are really feeling every sensation as a suffering, then that reflects on our face, right? But when the soul is healthy and we are able to really stabilize ourselves in those thoughts, then there may be no signs of illness or suffering on this face. And for this, actually, I'm not just speaking just something theoretical, but I have seen many yogis in the Brahma Kumaris who are dealing with or have dealt with very intense kind of illnesses, but their faces are always sparkling and smiling and give that kind of soothing energy. One thing that they all do, which I noticed, is that they do not speak about the illness. Instead of speaking about the illness, what they do is they speak about the stage of their yoga or their connection with the true self, the connection with the supreme being at that time. And if we were to observe closely, speaking of the illness many times becomes the cause of the illness increasing. We feel it more. And now, in the days of Google, we are equipped with so many facts, and we end up speaking about these illnesses and sort of feeling, after we read all these things on Google, we feel that we also have this symptom and that symptom, etc. Right? So, meaning to say that we are as if reinforcing that illness. Even sometimes we may have, we may not have, but it's not really helping us in any way. So, a soul or someone who is really soul conscious and can be in his true awareness in stillness will not experience the suffering of an illness, nor will he spread a wave of sorrow by speaking of his suffering. Instead, with the power of transformation, he actually is able to transform the suffering into contentment. He is able to remain content and spread a wave of contentment in others as well. And we have many, many stories of this, which we can share maybe after the meditation if you would like. Many living examples that we have. And the third thing, so the first thing was weakness, the other was pain, and the third thing I'm going to talk about is the consciousness that we take our medicine in. So, when we take medicine, it doesn't have to remind you of the illness. If we are able to take the medicine, if we actually are taking the medicine under compulsion, then that compulsive medicine will remind us of our illness. Whereas if we take with the consciousness, if we take the medicine with the consciousness of taking it to put strength into the body, then the medicine will not remind us of the illness. If we think that it will give happiness because the body will become better if we take the medicine, right? Then through that medicine we will be able to recover faster. Therefore, we should not be afraid of taking medicines, and not be aware that what is the consciousness we are taking the medicine in. Are we being medicine conscious or illness conscious, or are we being soul conscious? So, of course, there will be illness of the body, but we can tackle the illness of the body with these three aspects, concentrating on these three aspects of stillness, how we can feel powerful instead of feeling weak, how we can not feel the experience of, we can transcend the experience of suffering and pain. And also while taking medicine, if we can be happy, right, and come into that state of soul consciousness. So let us now do a short meditation. So, like always, we sit in a alert position. Sit comfortably and we come into the awareness of the original self, and the original self looks like a tiny point of light, a living star. This living star knows that he is separate from the body. Body is just matter. Whatever is happening to the body is happening to the matter. This living star can be connected to his own truth and experiencing his real self, the real self who belongs to the home of light. The home of light is where there is experience of peace, The home of light is a gentle red, calming, soothing realm where there is no sound. We experience stillness. And this living star is at ease in his home. He can see the perfection of his own self. He's complete by himself. He needs nothing from that world of matter. He already has everything. He feels full, and because he feels full, there is constant happiness that he experiences. This living star sees the contrast between the world of matter and the world that is real, subtle, non-physical. He does not mix the world of matter, including the body, with the world that is invisible and subtle. His experience in this real world is of being totally healthy, pure and untouched, unaffected by anything impure. He feels full of power. And it is amazing for him to know that this exists forever. This is his reality. He knows that he is immortal. Illness is of the matter, the body. Death is of the matter, the body. But he, the living star, is immortal. With the health of the soul, is also powers that come along with this clarity, the clarity of knowledge of his own truth. He just comes into light, and by stepping into this world of light, he's able to stabilize himself in stillness and experience a state of no illness. We just keep paying attention to the happy and peaceful nature of this living light. This living light, the soul, is as if always dancing because he has found a lottery, a fortune of his truth. Truth that is permanent. Truth that makes him feel alive. Alive in the state of a tiny point. And we experience this deeply we stay with this experience of the tiny point. The living star. And even when we come into interaction with the body, the matter, we see that it is the living star who's operating the body. The experience of the living star is that from his true home. Experience is of peace and happiness. And while using the body may be having pain somewhere, just like in a car, the car may be broken, the wipers may not be working, the lights are gone bad. But the driver can handle and manage the whole car, whatever happens, if the driver is healthy. And so we keep the driver, the soul healthy, the driver of the body, just by connecting to his true home in stillness. So for the rest of the day, we keep this awareness that the soul, the living star, is separate from the body. He is the one who belongs to a different world, a world beyond matter. And he knows that he belongs to this world of peace and happiness. He feels full of power that gives him strength. And we stay with this experience for the rest of the day. Thank you, and hope you all have a very good day ahead. If there are any questions, please feel free to type it out. We'll try to address them now, because sometimes we hear that, when we say these things, it sounds as if unbelievable, that this is not possible when the body is especially going through very intense kind of illnesses. Then how can we be happy? But what really spirituality is telling us is that the internal state of the mind, your internal feelings and being in the truth, it actually manifests and has an effect on the body also, the matter. And maybe I can take one example or two examples from our senior yogis in the Brahma Kumaris. One of them we used to call Mama, who was actually the administrative head of the Brahma Kumaris back in the 1960s. And she was suffering from cancer. But if you read the books about her and some of the people who met her during that time, when she was in the hospital and then she left body in 1965, all the doctors and the nurses would ask her what was the secret behind her calmness and her sparkling face. She was always smiling in spite of the excruciating pain that she was going through. It would not show on her face at all. That is possible only by the practice of meditation, by being in yoga, by stabilizing yourself in this state of being a point of light, that developing that connection with the true self and also with the supreme being of light. And that you cannot do when you are going through illness, right? It is more difficult to do it then. But if we can practice bit by bit over, every day in a disciplined manner, if we can practice with meditation these things, then when there is illness, it will be easier for us to deal with it. We will naturally as if step back into our experience, that is our true experience. All right, so have a very good day or a good evening, and we'll meet again soon. Thank you.